Welcome to Dan Perkins' podcast called What's on My Mind. Dan is a national syndicated radio and TV talk show host, a current events commentator who writes for 20 news blogs. So let's look into Dan's mind and see what he's thinking about today. Here's Dan Perkins.
Has President Biden already committed high crimes and misdemeanors? That's what's on my mind. I'm Dan Perkins. Has committed high crimes and misdemeanors. Should he be impeached? There can be no basis that would allow a president to continue these crimes against the Constitution to continue in office regardless of party. Congressmen, senators, vice presidents, and presidents all take an oath of office to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and its people. I believe that President Biden has violated his oath of office and that the House must immediately take a vote of an impeachment inquiry against President Biden. Should President Biden be accused of murder of the American citizens by releasing illegals into the country who have been tested positive for COVID-19? The Congress should investigate if any of the illegals that have been released into our country who have been tested positive for COVID-19 have caused Americans to be infected and possibly die. We need to use contact tracing of infected people who have been gotten and possibly died as a result of their contact with illegal aliens. It is possible that persons who tested positive with COVID-19 become a super spreader based on President Biden's executive orders released on January 20th. If that's true, then I think Biden should be impeached. Today, the border's challenge is not just the number of people streaming into the United States. It's the people infected with COVID-19 virus that are getting through and spreading the virus. These infected illegals with COVID-19 are weapons that can kill thousands of Americans. In March 2021, the Customs and Border Patrol encountered more than 172,000 persons attempting entry along the southwest border. That total represented a 71% increase over the February 2021 number. So far for the fiscal year, CBP has already had over 569,800 encounters. This represents an increase of 24% from the total encounters we had during all of fiscal year 2020. When immigration was limited by COVID-19 during the pandemic, we saw an increase of over 34% from approximately the same time frame in fiscal year 2019. The majority of these encounters on the southwest border remain single adults. CBP continues to expel. The majority of encounters on the southwest border remain single adults. CBP continues to expel single adults and family units encountered pursuant to the CDC guidance under Title 42 authority. In March 2021, CBP expelled 103,000 individuals under Section Title 42, 28% of whom were previously expelled from the United States under the same rule, Title 42. Expulsions represented 60% of the total encounters for the month. Radio.com reported on March 30th, 2021 that 10% of migrant kids in San Diego Convention Center tested positive for COVID-19. Other containment centers through the Southwest report similar numbers. The limited number of pictures taken by the senators and congressmen show no safe distancing or mask extensive use. In some centers, children are lying next to each other, touching, creating an environment for the spread of COVID-19 to the rest of the people, young and old alike. When they are released with the virus, they can be sent all over the country to spread the virus. The president tells the American people, wear a mask, practice safe distancing. Yet at the border, his rules are not being enforced because the government is overwhelmed with the number of people coming across the border. When the government sends people who have been tested positive for COVID-19 in all directions, we are infecting people who could die. The president has to take the responsibility for his actions, and Congress must also hold him accountable for what is happening. Joe Biden lied to the American people about the number of people coming across the border illegally. He told us how the flow was seasonal. Current estimates show that we may take 2 million illegals into the country this year, unless something is changed. Border officials anticipate 117,000 children will arrive at the U.S.-Mexico border without a parent or guardian in 2021. According to the White House Domestic Policy Council documents shared with President Biden, the number is higher than the 68,000 taken into custody during the 2014 surge of solo children and 80,000 who arrived during the 2019 humanitarian crisis at the border. The Gateway Pundit reports that 80% of women and girls are raped on their way to the border. NBC News reports that at least 4,000 illegals have been killed on the trip to America. CNN reported Belinda Lopez's response to their questions why she came to the country illegally. She responded, quote, "I came because Mr. Biden said that he was going to give us 100 days of opportunity to enter." She went on to say that when informed that Biden actually said he would suspend deportation for 100 days, he had warned would-be migrants not to come to the U.S. She said that the president should show more compassion. He should be more humanitarian. She says, because we are all human, we need more humility. We need more humanity. This is Dan Perkins. She said it better than I could. That's what's on my mind.